Hey guys, this is Black Woman 7 here, and well, we'll be talking about a very interesting news bit that occurred in probably a couple days ago, but I think people probably have talked about it to death at this point, but I kind of want to give my thoughts on it, given this is somewhat of a significant news, or important news regarding Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Now, our source this time is Serebii, so has properly linked the article and the channel, and his not channel, but his website. Maybe I'll link his channel in the description. So basically, we'll be discussing his thoughts and opinions about playing like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee with him and a bunch of British YouTubers. So yeah. Now, so far, there's been a lot of speculation on whether or not abilities will be in the game, and to be honest, I was probably one of the first people that kind of noticed this, or maybe exacerbated the issue in a sense, and maybe wrongly so because we didn't have any proper evidence in that sense. So yeah. There have been a lot of evidence, or not evidence, but a lot of people or claims are saying, oh, this and this and this, or this and this and that, and basically this is all settled in this video or in this article. So basically, so I'll pretty much read from most of what they're saying. So I'll pretty much keep my thoughts and opinions about it. So yeah. So Joe Merrick went to, they were apparently invited by Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, so they say that they were able to play 2 hours at the start of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and he was able to share everything about the game. So I'm not so sure exactly he was supposed to share everything, so because you know how Pokemon is hush when it comes to that type of stuff, because it is technically a demo, as he says, as he only got to the first 2 hours and the end of Brock's gym, so. There's not so much exploring and could have really showed the elements of the game. It can on a much like Pokemon Yellow does, or any other cancel-based game with the progression that we know. Cancel Viridian and going to the after Viridian, find out the Viridian gym is empty in quote unquote. You just go to the rainforest. You pretty much know this stuff. Now this is where the meat of this whole video and discussion will pretty much head towards. So. First, the battles work pretty much the same as previous main series games, with physical and special split, mainly attack. IVs fully appear within the games, but with a limited time with the early part of the game, it's impossible to completely determine if the IV spreads are identical to how they were in the game since Ruby and Sapphire. EVs are a completely different story. At present, it's hard to say the situation with EVs. After some battles, an additional +1 appears in each stat as attack, speed, or attack. But this +1 is also added with a candy obtained from obtaining a Pokemon with its listings of how more candy a Pokemon needs for boost. So basically, what Joe is saying is that Pokemon's individual stats are actually there. You know, they randomize the stats as usual. So IVs IVs are within the game, are in the game basically, because obviously they want to distinguish each Pokemon's traits and power and whatnot, as where IVs are in the game for most of, well, nearly all the games if you count DVs as well, which we'll get to. So now the EVs, it's kind of interesting, but it's pretty likely that EVs are likely different in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. But it could be the same structure, or it could be something as they've been built on since Ruby and Sapphire, you know, the current EV system and IV system. Or it could be something completely different, if you just feed it a bunch of candy, you would just have more certain limits here and there, but maybe new limits to EVs and IVs. But that's only for that specific game, or for Let's Go. So yeah. So basically, pretty much that's one of the major issues, or not issues, but like kind of like traits that they picked up in this article. So experience is likely weighted more towards the capture than battle. So that's another thing. So apparently you have to. There's this thing called combos where like you have to like keep catching the same Pokemon, and you like you could encounter like new rare Pokemon in a sense, which is actually kind of interesting because there are certain people I think in the demo who actually gotten to see a Chansey in certain areas in the game where you shouldn't even see Chansey at all. Of course, Chansey was only exclusive in the Safari Zone, so and the Safari Zone has been removed, so it's kind of natural that they kind of like, you know, got rid of, like they had to put Chansey somewhere in the game. So, um, as many people speculated through various demos and videos, there are no held items in the game and no option to make Pokemon hold an item. This means that many items you come to expect, such as Choice Band, cannot be found. In addition to this, abilities aren't in the game either, so now that one is pretty much a huge that's pretty much a confirmation of almost everything that's been going on. I know I covered it a little bit earlier, but I kind of did it brazenly because like one thing I've noticed from that video with the I think it was a Japanese trailer or Japanese, yeah, that Charizard, they didn't really showcase Charizard wide like throughout, though it could have been like the lighting in itself, and also Dizzy Punch from Kangaskhan not hitting twice, even though the animation was using the animation Dizzy Punch actually hits twice, but it's not like it has to show like, you know, like a hit, an actual hit target, you know, like oh, or like confusion or a self-inflicted move towards yourself if you ever attack your ally. If you play doubles, you know what I mean. So like it's just like nothing. It's just like, oh, you hear like a psh, that's it. So that's pretty much a third hit in a sense. That's what they were saying. So, but then again, it's like just me judging off of like, oh, whether or not there was an actual hit there. So the fact that there are no abilities and no items in this game pretty much makes this game its own different or separate metagame or whatever it'll be. So so whatever metagame or this comes off of, I know I'm talking about it this in the competitive sense, but people will play it that way. I mean, Pokemon has always been played that way since, like, you know, the RBY days. So so I think competitively speaking, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee will kind of thrive though within the you know, respective communities, like, you know, Smogon. They'll have their own like all dedicated like, you know, tournament structure and whatnot, so they'll know what to do once they realize, okay, what's in the game, what's not in the game, what Pokemon have which moves, and how the EV's IV system works. Whether it's similar to whether this is like similar to DV's in like Gen 1 or if this is just its own thing. Or if it's just the same as from Gen 3 and currently, so yeah. So that's pretty much my thoughts about that. So personally, I do think not having items and abilities kind of in a way kind of like makes the game kind of dull, but I'm not so sure because this game is kind of like, they weren't meant, like as Joe mentions in the article, like it's not meant to be competitive at all. It's supposed to be its own thing. So basically, like speaking, if you're pretty much a nostalgia fan of Kanto, then this game's for you. However, if you're not gonna buy this game because of whatever reasons you have, then I do recommend you just wait until like, you know, you know, 2019. So that's my opinion on that matter. So, but I'm still gonna cover this. So yeah, just because it's news of itself. So, and I'll get to my thoughts about some other stuff regarding how we will treat like Let's Go in the future. So yeah. So capture is relatively simple. There's a lure item, pretty much similar to that of Go. You spam Pokemon spawns. Kidnap berries and a few chances of finding an item after Pokemon. These items are typically berries, so probably like from let's go. Not let's go, but go. The capture element is so much the same as the female Seminoles, but able to see the Pokemon a much more refreshing experience, allows players to try and avoid encounters if they are inclined. But encounters do seem to provide more experience than traditional trainer battles. So it looks like wild encounters do kind of provide more experience in some fashion than actual battling itself, which is gonna be kind of interesting because how the hell are you gonna? I'm just wondering, without any items, like let's say a lucky egg. I don't know if they'll have a lucky egg in the item, or they'll just maybe they might have it lucky egg, but it's gonna be its own little thing. Like, oh, you have a certain amount of time to just gain, I don't know, double or triple or whatever amount of XP. So that might be the case, so right there. So, but that's me speculating. So since that's something that they have in Go, so while the characters do seem to provide a little bit more experience, yeah. Pokemon also react differently based on based on species. Some are docile while others are charged at you, while Abel will teleport if they spot you. Trainer battles also end up with Pokeballs, along which being given in order to continue capture. So pretty much from the demo from like E3 we got to see that in action. So like the trainers like gives you like Pokeballs as well. So yeah, a lot of this is pretty much confirmed from E3. So and also all the other moves. My best efforts with the little fly. I couldn't quite determine the mechanics behind comboing Pokemon, catching Pokemon in the same species continuously. I get to combo up to 13 with a Caterpie, but can't say whether if it's boosted by any IDs or further capture mechanics. A combo is broken if a Pokemon flees, so it seems like catching the Pokemon the same way, how like Pokeradar is, or even like DexNav. So in a way, those type of features are there. We capture the same Pokemon over and over, but so yeah. The partner Pokemon do appear to have a larger BST stat, so we've already confirmed. Like, I was gonna make a video about like, Pikachu's high stats, but I think I'll show you a picture about this, once we get into the other video, which is kind of interesting because like, in that image you see Pikachu's special attack at like 200 and something. I don't even know. I shared that with my friend, but yeah, I'll probably link the picture of Eevee in the description. But it's kind of like not Eevee, but Pikachu's. That it's kind of dumb at the same time. So yeah, the partner Pokemon do appear to have larger base. Yes, we know that. And then we all know the base power of these moves. So base power of Eevee's Sicily Slide, Bouncy Bubble, and Buzzy Buzz are at 90, which is actually really powerful for like a Pokemon of that nature. So yeah, Jesse James Meowth only appear on Radiant City. Well, it's probably not that's probably for the demo, not for the entire game. It'd be dumb if they do that. However, if they replaced the old man, obviously they don't want us going around the Cinnabar Island, just circling back and forth trying to find missing Go. So you'll be able to battle until Mount Moon. As shown in the information in E3, you need to grass or water type Pokemon before entering the gym. However, this is only needed to first enter it and isn't required in your actual team when you're battling against Brock and the other trainers. So any fears of hand-holding difficulty can be laid to rest. So I still think it's kind of dumb because they're pretty much telling you, hey, you need a water type or grass type. So like even then, like it's like kind of like, oh yeah, that's it. So you just have to catch a water or grass type. That's about it. So items are grouped into multiple categories. Your Pokemon box is your bag. As captured items are berries, balls, healing items, battle items like Spark Specs, Mega Stones, candy, and so forth. With this, you have items with categories outside items, such as lures, town maps, fossils, under the cure, or miscellaneous items. There are some support player functions where the second player can't play the game. They're following Pokemon's second to Their following Pokemon is the second in your party, and you share the same 6 Pokemon for battle. In this mode, the second player can't react with items, wild Pokemon, or trainers. So, in overall, this Pokemon is a very mainstay Pokemon game. That's kind of like what's like. A lot of people have kind of like, you know, getting a little bit. I don't want to say the P word, but like, getting a little bit like divided over that right there. But a few things to lower uninitiated arguments. It's not a competitive game, so some players want, but it's not. It's still a true Pokemon game. All gameplay was recorded. We have was recorded, and we'll be able to post our exclusive gameplay as soon as we can. Probably later this week, just to be checking back. So I guess Serebii is gonna post all this stuff as well as all the other British PokeTubers. So we'll see what they have in stores. So yeah. So basically, the biggest news info from this is the fact that, of course, items and abilities aren't in the game, and the fact that we have confirmation of that. Well, that's pretty much it. Items are pretty much split across like similarly, but like there's no held items, battle items, so in the game. So yeah, and IVs and EVs kind of work differently in Let's Go, but they don't know how much differently. Probably the same or what's not. So given how like in well then again, like it really depends. So yeah. So this game is very much heavily capturing. So it's a heavily capture based game. So like compared to like battling. So it's pretty much basically Pokemon Go on the Switch if you think about it with a glorified Kanto. So yeah. So whether or not you guys want to play or buy this game, pretty much on you guys. So yeah. So we'll see. I guess I'll end it here. So yeah. If there's anything you guys want to say regarding like the lack of items, lack of abilities and whatnot, like any features. I know a lot of people have already been, I myself included, like have said all this stuff in the past. I've been worried about it. So I do think that competitively speaking, these games weren't going to be like offer as much if they're not going to connect to like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon to begin with. So yeah, if they were going to do that, then there was like, already a good chance that they weren't going to be like connecting to those games. So yeah, like will there be a competitive scene for Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee? Probably. So I don't know how small it'll be. Probably be exclusive to like maybe from Smogon or whatever. So groups. I think once they figure out how their system is, they'll just ask Zorl just to like add a new what I say it, like battle mode for like go down, and people will just play there. I think that's what will likely happen. Like people will play the new Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee OU tier in that section. So very likely not, you're gonna see like competitive in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee in some fashion. As soon as like people quote unquote data mine or figure out okay, this and this, or this and that. Okay, what TMs they get, or what items, or well, not items, but like what other exclusive moves or any buffs that these Pokemon have gotten. So yeah. So that's all I'm gonna say about Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. I might make another video, but I think I've already talked way too much. So yeah. So if you guys want to hear in my chatter, you can, but I will be ending this. So alright. So talk to you guys later, and peace.